American Energy is going electric on the road, that is. The energy company unveiled its first all-electric bucket truck in Sioux City today. It's one of 3 trucks in Iowa. The other 2 will be in the Davenport and Des Moines areas. MidAmerican hopes this pilot program will show them if the vehicles can support the company's workload in the field. If so, they will look to grow the fleet. One con to the electric vehicles is they don't get as much mileage as the gas trucks, limiting out-of-town work. But the pros told to KTIV are that they're a lot quieter and they have an energy recovery function.
One of the key features is regenerative braking that actually charges the truck when you're braking. Maintenance, we're excited about the maintenance opportunities or the lack of maintenance that these trucks will require.
The truck takes about 8 hours to charge with the range of about 135 miles. Gleasar says that should last them for a typical workday.